Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. And today is the end of Unit 5, and our lesson today is only writing. And of course, this is taken from your book, Traveler 6. So, as usual, we'll start with what we learned today. As you can see, we have the objectives, and these two objectives mainly are for writing. We have two. Number one, to write an informal letter based on prompt. And number two, to use inappropriate phrases in writing a letter. So for number one and two, we have writing. And today for number one, we're going to write informal letter. A letter to a friend, a letter to your brother, a letter to somebody you know. And number two, to use some good writing, we need more vocabulary, we need some nice phrases and proverbs and some stuff like this to make a writing looks better. So if you were considering doing a course at a university abroad, what kind of information would you ask somebody who had done the same course? So let's see, you're now third secondary students, and most of you are planning to go and continue your study in a college outside Saudi Arabia. So you need some information to know what type of information do you need, where do you want to go, what kind of services the college can offer you, what branch you want to study. And just maybe 2 or 3 days ago, an exhibition or a symposium started in Riyadh, and there were colleges from all over the world. They come and gather in one place, so students come and visit them, and they answer their questions, and also they give them some extras and some manuals and some information. So if you want to study medicine, you need to ask someone you know, or send a letter or write a letter to somebody you know, and you ask them about some information you need for, in order to help yourself build a very good idea about your future. So when writing an informal letter, okay, you can see here we got some tips and advice that can help you write a nice, solid, informal letter. So you can see to the left we got a prompt, and the prompt shows some kind of graphs here and some kind of statistics. So you need to read the statistics and the graph. So, in short, you read the information. So when writing a letter based on prompts, one, read the rubric and the input carefully, so you read the information here. Then two, decide how to organize and develop the information in a paragraph. So you read, you got some, information about what you read. Then two, see how you can organize your ideas and develop them. Three, write in an appropriate style according to who the person you are writing to. So if you're writing to a boss, so make it a little bit formal. If you're writing to a friend, it's completely informal. If you're writing to maybe your uncle, somebody you know who has the same or studied in the same college or graduated from the same college. And number four, avoid lifting language from the input. Try to rephrase it in your own way. So don't copy, or in your own words. Don't just copy words and put them there. Try to write them again or rewrite them again in your own style. And for five, expand. Write more on any points you think appropriate. So you need to write about the things you need to focus on. So write about the things you that mean them, or the most important things for you. Number six, make an effort to use a range of structures and vocabulary. So try to use some connectors, like first of all, secondly, moreover, as you can see, finally. Okay, this is the typical layer of or outline of writing. Try to use nice vocabulary and nice grammar, of course. And finally, number seven, aim at achieving a positive effect on the reader. Try to really look serious, because you're writing about something serious, which is your future. Okay, so try to look positive, try to look nice, try to look effective on anyone who's going to read your letter. So here is a draft, or maybe a sample of a writing to Manchester written in 1824 Manchester University. So let's see how we could help write some kind of, an informal letter asking about some information about colleges. Do you think I will like it in Manchester? Did you find it easy to make new friends? Are the tutors friendly and helpful? I know the university has an excellent academic reputation, so I'm certain the standard of education will be very high. Any tips would really help me. Carl has been studying architecture at the University of Manchester for a year. His friend Salim has been offered a place to study architecture at the same university, but he's not sure whether to accept, as he also received an offer from another university. So he's writing to his friend who has studied this before, and he got too many offers from different university. What's he's gonna do? He needs an advice. So he has written Carl a letter asking about Manchester University and what student life is like there. Read the extras from Salim's letter, then, using the information appropriately, write Carl's reply to Salim, which should include whether or not the university is recommended and why. Okay, so let's start with the letter. Of course, you always start with Dear Salim, and you ended up with your signature and your name, and then you start with at the beginning with the first paragraph as a conclusion, and then you have the body of the paragraph, 2 or 3 paragraphs, and finally the final paragraph, which is always a conclusion. Okay, so Dear Salim, comma, thanks for your letter. I'm so happy to hear that you've been accepted at Manchester University. Congratulations. I think you should definitely accept the offer. It's a fantastic university and the city is amazing. I think Manchester is a great place to be a student. The university have over 30,000 students, so you are bound to make new friends. And of course, you already have one here when I first arrived. I was worried that I wouldn't make any friends, but I moved into students' halls, and living here has given me the opportunity to meet lots of people from all around the world. I have also learned to become more independent. My course is very challenging and it's been tough adjusting to managing my time. It was especially stressful during the exam period in January. But all the tutors are very approachable and easy to get on with and have been very supportive. Why don't you try to come to an open day? That way you will meet some of the tutors and other students, and you will also be able to see what Manchester is like as a place. I hope this has helped you make your decision. I'll be thinking of you, and if you want to know anything else, do contact me. Yours, Carl. So we just seen an informal letter just between two friends trying to get some advice about, Salim got accepted in Manchester, and he already got a friend there and his name Carl. So he wrote a letter, asked him about the information, and Carl was very positive, and he told him that, the college is great, the tutors are great, the students are great, the city is great, and he, counted some of positive things that the college or the university offers students. So now let's do some examination, a little bit of a quiz or evaluation. So the following features are characteristics of an informal style. Find examples of them in Carl's letter. So there are some sentences, some words that can tell us this is not a formal letter, this is informal letter. So how do we know that this is an informal letter? Okay, I'm gonna name for you from A to E, and you tell me, how did you know that this is an informal letter? How did you know? You knew because you read people used exclamation marks. Why? Because B, there were abbreviations and contractions. Or C, expression of personal opinion and feelings? Or D, use of first person singular, which is he, she, it? Or there were too many phrasal verbs? What is one of the things that really told you, look, this is an informal letter? Which are exclamation marks at the beginning, thanks, congratulations, as you can see here, and some abbreviations and contractions like am. If you're writing formal letter, you have to write I am, you do not, and so on. You have, or you've, or I wouldn't, or it's been, or you'll. So all of these are contractions and abbreviations of some stuff. Also, we knew that this is an informal letter because some expressions of personal opinion and feelings like I'm so happy, I think, I hope, in formal letters, most of the time you skip your personal feelings and you try to be more logic and give more, formal, style to your writing. Also, we knew that this is a informal letter because we really used too much of the first personal I am, I think, I moved, or has, or he, or she, or it, or I've been. So in formal letters, we don't use I. You don't give your opinion and you don't talk about yourself. You talk in general. And most of the time you're logical or formal. And finally, for the phrasal verbs, moved into to get on with. So you're trying to use some phrasal verbs with propositions. Most of the time, we avoid this in formal letters because we try to find some nice academic vocabulary. So that was quick because it was all writing and writing an informal letter to a friend asking for some information. So what we've learned today was all about writing an informal letter. So an informal letter based on a prompt, we recommend at the beginning when you say, I'm sure you'll be happy, don't think twice about it, you won't regret that, and so on. And then you try to give some information like you asked about something or somebody or some another person or thing you mention or you support, and you should know that blah 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 the college or the university offer 1 2 3, and then in the end you express your opinion the way I see it. Here is what I think is, in my opinion, I think it is, and so on. So here are our references taken from Traveler 6 Student Book and the Teacher's Guide, and some pictures from Google Clip Arts. And at the end, for more information and lessons, you can visit our website, ain.edu.sa, and you can follow us on Twitter at ain_edu, and call us on this number for any information or inquiry. That was all for today. Thank you for watching this. Until I see you again, have a good day and Assalamu alaikum.